Imagine for a moment what it would feel like to have no money worries. Not to be fabulously wealthy, but to have a sense of calm certainty about your finances. To know your bills are covered, your future is being provided for, and that you're steadily moving toward a life of your own design, free from the anxiety of debt and living paycheck to. This feeling, a quiet, powerful confidence, is the ultimate promise of Scott Pape's The Barefoot Investor. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme, it's a get-rich-slowly, get-your-life-back manifesto that has resonated with millions of Australians and readers worldwide, transforming it from a simple personal finance book into a cultural phenomenon. So, why did this particular book strike such a chord? Its popularity stems from its profound simplicity and relatable authenticity. Scott Pape, the Barefoot Investor, isn't a slick Wall Street banker in a suit. He's a bloke from a farming family in rural Victoria who experienced financial tragedy firsthand and learned what truly matters. He writes not in the jargon of economists, but in the straightforward, no-nonsense language of a trusted friend who's giving it to you straight over a beer. He cuts through the overwhelming noise of the financial industry with its confusing products and self-serving advice, and offers a clear, actionable plan that anyone can follow. It's a book for the everyday person, the barista, the teacher, the nurse, the couple drowning in a mortgage, who feels left behind by a complex financial system. Pape gives them not just a map, but a compass, guiding them back to the fundamental principles of sound money management. At its heart, The Barefoot Investor is about behavior, not just numbers. Pape understands that personal finance is 80% psychology and 20% math. You can know all the right things to do, but if your habits and mindset are working against you, you'll never make progress. His entire system is designed to rewire your financial habits, to make saving automatic, spending intentional, and investing effortless. He frames the journey not as a grim exercise in deprivation, but as an empowering process of taking control. It's about building a life where your money serves you, not the other way around. The journey begins with a crucial and often uncomfortable first step: facing the truth. Pape insists you must have a date night with your money. This isn't a quick glance at your bank balance. It's a scheduled, dedicated block of time where you and your partner, or just you if you're flying solo, sit down and lay everything bare. You gather every statement, every bill, every shred of evidence of your financial life. You calculate exactly what you own, your assets, and exactly what you owe, your liabilities. The goal here isn't to feel shame or panic. The goal is to establish a baseline. You can't navigate to a new destination if you don't honestly know where you're starting from. This act of brutal honesty is liberating. It transforms money from a scary, nebulous monster in the closet into a set of concrete numbers on a page, and numbers are a problem you can solve. Once you know your starting point, Pape introduces the core architectural blueprint of his entire system, the buckets. This is the genius of his method. Instead of a traditional, restrictive budget that feels like a straitjacket, he uses a dynamic visual system of buckets that your money flows through. Think of it as giving every dollar a job and a home, preventing it from just vanishing into the ether of daily life. The system is built around 3 main buckets, each with a very specific purpose. The first and most immediate bucket is your Mojo bucket. This is your financial security blanket, your emergency fund. Life is unpredictable. The car breaks down, the fridge dies, you need a dental crown. Without a buffer, these unexpected expenses become emergencies that send you spiraling into debt. The Mojo bucket is your defense against life's little surprises. Pape's initial target is a modest but powerful $2,000. This isn't for a dream holiday, it's purely for genuine emergencies. The psychological impact of having this Mojo is immense. It removes the constant low-grade fear of something going wrong. You stop living on the financial edge. Once that initial $2,000 is saved, you then build it up to a more substantial amount, 3 months' worth of essential living expenses. This is your holy crap fund, protecting you from bigger shocks like job loss. The second bucket is your blow bucket. This is where the magic of guilt-free spending happens. Most budgets fail because they are too rigid. They don't account for the human need to enjoy life. The blow bucket solves this. A set percentage of your income is automatically funneled into this account every time you get paid. This is your money to blow on whatever you want. Dinners out, new clothes, hobbies, concerts, no questions asked, no guilt felt. Because you've already provided for your future and your emergencies, you can spend this money with a clear conscience. This one bucket alone eliminates so much financial tension in relationships and personal stress. It makes the entire system sustainable because it's not about saying no to everything. It's about planning your yeses. The third primary bucket is your grow bucket. This is your future. This bucket is for long-term wealth building and investing. Its purpose is to grow steadily over time through the power of compound interest to eventually provide you with financial independence and a comfortable retirement. The money in this bucket is sacred. You don't dip into it for a new TV or a vacation. It's left alone to work for you. But before you can truly start filling the grow bucket for the future, you must deal with the anchor of the past: debt. Specifically, consumer debt like credit cards and personal loans. Pape is unequivocal on this point. This type of debt is an emergency. The high interest rates charged on these debts act like a financial vacuum, sucking wealth out of your life faster than you can create it. Trying to invest while paying 20% interest on a credit card is like trying to fill a bathtub with the plug out. His method for tackling debt is aggressive and focused. He calls it using your fire hose of cash. You list all your debts from smallest to largest, regardless of interest rate. You make minimum payments on all of them, and then you throw every spare dollar you can find at the smallest debt. You attack it with intensity. The reason for starting with the smallest balance is psychological. Getting a quick win, the feeling of finally paying off one entire debt, provides a massive surge of motivation and momentum. You prove to yourself that it's possible. You then take the money you were putting toward that first debt and add it to the minimum payment of the next one, creating a larger and larger fire hose to blast away each subsequent debt. This debt snowball method is about building behavioral momentum that carries you through to the finish line. With your consumer debt gone and your mojo secure, you can finally turn your full attention to building lasting wealth. This is where the grow bucket takes center stage. Pape's investment philosophy is beautifully simple and deliberately boring. He is a staunch advocate for low-cost, diversified index funds. He argues convincingly that for the vast majority of people, trying to pick individual stocks or time, the market is a loser's game. It's expensive, stressful, and historically, most professional fund managers fail to consistently beat the overall market over the long term. Instead, his advice is to invest in the entire market itself through a low-cost index fund. An index fund is like buying a tiny slice of every major company in a country, like the ASX 200 in Australia or the S&P 500 in the US. You're not betting on one company, you're betting on the long-term growth of the entire economy. The fees for these funds are incredibly low, which means more of your money stays invested and works for you. Pape's strategy is to automate this. You set up a regular automatic transfer from your income into your chosen index fund within your grow bucket. You do this relentlessly, month after month, year after year, regardless of whether the market is up or down. This discipline, known as dollar cost averaging, means you buy more shares when prices are low and fewer when they are high, smoothing out your entry price over time. You ignore the short-term noise and volatility, trusting in the long-term historical trend of the market to go up. Of course, a huge part of most people's financial lives is their home. Pape offers pragmatic advice on housing. He encourages people to think of their primary residence as a home, first and foremost, a place to live and raise a family, not primarily as an investment. His guidance on getting a mortgage is to be ruthless in getting the best possible deal. He advises people to haggle with their bank, to use mortgage brokers, and to never stop shopping around for a better rate. He also champions the transformative power of making extra mortgage payments. Even small, regular additional payments can shave years off a mortgage and save you tens of thousands of dollars in interest, supercharging your journey to owning your home outright. What makes the Barefoot Investor so powerful is that it extends beyond the individual to the family unit. Papa dedicates significant space to teaching children about money. He believes that giving kids financial literacy is one of the greatest gifts a parent can provide. His methods are practical and hands-on. He suggests using 3 physical jars for kids, one for saving, for bigger goals, one for spending, for immediate treats, and one for giving, to instill a sense of generosity and community. This simple system teaches them the fundamental bucket principle from a young age. He also argues against just giving handouts, recommending instead a commission system where kids earn money for chores beyond their basic responsibilities, linking effort to reward. This leads to perhaps the most profound part of Pape's message: the importance of giving back. True financial freedom, in his view, isn't just about hoarding wealth for yourself. It's about reaching a point where you have enough security and surplus that you can be generous. He encourages readers to build giving into their plan, to use their resources to make a positive impact on their community and the causes they care about. This act of giving completes the financial journey, transforming it from a selfish pursuit into a meaningful one. It reinforces the idea that money is a tool for building a better life, not just for you, but for others as well. The entire Barefoot process is designed to be automated. Pape is a huge proponent of setting up automatic transfers so your financial plan runs on autopilot. Your paycheck hits your account, and within days, specified amounts are automatically whisked away to your Mojo, Blow, and Grow buckets. This is the ultimate habit hack. It removes the need for constant willpower and decision-making. You make the right decision once when you set up the automations, and then your system enforces it forever. This is how you build wealth while you sleep, how you save without feeling the pinch, and how you ensure your financial priorities are always funded first. Ultimately, the Barefoot Investor is about more than money. It's about freedom. It's a practical guide to achieving the peace of mind that comes from being in control. Scott Pape doesn't promise a Lamborghini. He promises something far more valuable: a good night's sleep. He promises the freedom to make choices based on your values, not your bank balance. The freedom to change careers, to take time for your family, to retire with dignity, and to help others. By demystifying personal finance and breaking it down into a series of simple, actionable steps, he empowers his readers to stop being passive passengers on their financial journey and to become confident captains. It's a book that says, "You can do this," and then, with a warm but firm push, shows you exactly how.